Welcome to Stay Stitching. My name is Carla and I'm really glad you're here. Today's video is going to have two components to it. The first one is the the Sewing Together for Summer challenge. And I will put the information down below. It was due on the 21st, so it's too late to enter. And I had my dress made, but I just didn't get the video done. My husband was out of town and I just didn't get it done. So I'm wearing the dress and it is the Cashmerette Appleton. I made a short sleeve version. This is my third one. I've made the long sleeve, the 3/4 sleeve, and the short sleeve. And this is straight out of the package. I don't remember what size I cut, but Cashmerette patterns just fit really well. I don't have any like huge bunches of fabric up here or anything like that. So they're just really a joy to sew with. And I don't have my pattern here to show you. I don't know where it is. I couldn't find it. I looked around for it and I thought, well, Cashmerette Appleton, everybody pretty much knows what that is and they can go look it up. I do highly recommend it. There's also a free hack on her website for a top. So she's widened the straps a little bit, and I don't know what else she did for the top, but that's also available. So I enjoyed making this. If you have not sewn a knit yet, if you're a beginning seamstress, I highly recommend this pattern, maybe even as your first. As I've said before, there's a little bit of a tricky business up here at the neckline, but there are people, there are not only excellent instructions in the pattern itself, but there's also a sew along on Jenny Rushmore's blog. That's the Cashmerette blog, and she's got the pictures there. They are so clear and so easy to understand. It should clear up any confusion. And if I can do it, I really feel like anyone can do it, because one of the reasons why I sew is because it helps increase my spatial reasoning skills. I really have a hard time with that. I understand words and I can read complex literature or whatever, but you give me like a diagram or something, and just with pictures and even with the instructions, sometimes I really get confused. And the pattern I'm working on right now, there's a perfect example of that, and I'll talk to you about that later. But if I can do it with no trouble and no confusion, I really do feel like most people could handle this. So this was a thrifted fabric. I believe it's a cotton jersey. I would guess from the 90s. It certainly has a 90s look to it to me. These are printed on in a real kind of a thick paint. And I bought it, a guy had listed, he was helping his mom get rid of some fabric, and it was listed on Craigslist, and we met, my husband went with me, of course. We met at an office building, and he just had a bunch of fabric, and I went through and I bought quite a bit. And so I don't remember what I paid for this. I think everything was about $2 a yard. So pretty reasonable. This dress probably cost me $6 to make. There aren't any fancy supplies required for the Cashmerette. I can't remember, there might be some of that clear elastic required in the shoulders. Many seamstresses add that to the shoulders of their knit garments, whether the pattern asks for it or not. And once you buy a package of it, it will last you for years, unless you're doing waistbands. And this, of course, doesn't have a waistband. So that's the Cashmerette, and I loved doing the challenge, and I can't wait to see everyone else's challenge. I did notice, oh my goodness, it's Athena Cacao, I can't remember her name, but she's the smiley girl. Sewing Makes You Love Yourself, and she has I think a magazine and patterns, and they just came out with a jumpsuit that uses the bodice of their recently released wrap dress. And I watched her video, and she's just so charming. And she and her friend, I don't know if that's her partner in the business, they just look so cute in all of their pictures. I went ahead and I bought the bundle. So now I have the smiley wrap dress and the smiley jumpsuit, and I can't remember what their names are for those patterns, but they're recently released, and the bundle is about, let's see, I think I paid, it was like $19.13 or $19.31 US dollars when I bought that. So there's that. Okay, now my second thing I wanted to talk to you about today is this pattern here. I'm making this pattern, and I'm making this skirt, and you guys, I'm gonna have to do a whole video on this. Have you ever had one of those patterns? It doesn't seem like it's gonna be that complicated, but every single thing goes wrong. That's this pattern. Literally, I have fixed and refixed, like in triplicate, several different things. I don't know what went wrong. I got the pattern pieces back out and they were all the right size, but I'm telling you, they did not go together. And I'm super careful when I cut out patterns. I have a large cutting table that my husband made me. I use pattern weights and a rotary cutter, and I'm very precise. I cut out my patterns before they go on the fabric. I cut them precisely with a rotary cutter that I have earmarked specifically for that purpose. Because if you don't do that, then the tissue wants to squirt out in front of the rotary cutter, and I can't stand that. I mean, it takes me forever, and I feel like I do a pretty precise job. But this skirt, whew, whole video probably coming on this. But I do have a question for you. So here's the fabric. Also, I've never done a full circle skirt before, you guys. This is a lot of fabric to fiddle with, just in the sewing of it. As you're sewing it together, just manipulating it, as you're pinning, holding it all up. But anyway, this is the fabric. It's kind of an odd one for me. I did thrift it. I wouldn't pay, this is not a fabric that I would pay full price for. But it's perfect for a toile or a muslin, and I hope I get a wearable muslin out of this thing. Seriously, I've spent enough time on it. My question is, what color buttons should I do? I went through all my buttons, and I have a lot of buttons, you guys, because I collect buttons. And so I went through them and didn't find, I was looking for white ones. It's 3/4 inch size buttons, and I didn't find any white ones. And so then I got into one of my containers and I pulled out all of the red ones that I could find that are 3/4 inch. And these are super charming. Look, they're vintage, and there's 3 different buttons here. The skirt has 8 buttons. I think I probably have shown all of them to you. Maybe these 2. Oh, those don't match. Maybe there's 4 different buttons here. But anyway, I thought, I have those red Remix vintage 40s shoes that are so cute. And I thought about putting red on there, and then I started to backpedal a little bit because I don't really like red. I certainly don't have a red t-shirt, nor would I ever wear one. But I was thinking with red buttons and the little red shoes, I could still wear a white t-shirt, I could wear a black t-shirt, I could wear a yellow t-shirt, but I'm just not sure. So I started to second guess myself. And so then I went to Joann's and I bought these. These are very safe. This is my safest choice. If I put these on, I can wear it with any color. I could still wear it with the red shoes. Maybe I could put a red little band in my hair or something. Or just flat out have red shoes on. A black t-shirt, that skirt, red shoes. It would be cute. So there's those white ones. And then this is I just really like these buttons. They were kind of expensive. I think they were $3 a card. And you only get 2 on the card. But I liked those. And so that's what I was wondering. What would you do? Should I play it safe, go with the white ones? Should I do something cuter? And another thing, are the red buttons too cutesy? With all that big skirt, is it too cutesy? Or should I, these are slightly more interesting than the white ones, not quite as out there as the red ones. They match the gray nearly exactly. It's kind of hard to show. But anyway, so I just wanted to share my dress with you. I wanted to tell you about Smiley's new pattern bundle release, and you can buy the new pattern separately. That's a thing. If you already have the wrap dress from them, you can buy an add-on that just gives you the bottoms for the new jumpsuit. And so that, because the bottoms work with all of the tops from the dress. I hope I'm not making this more complicated than it is. You can buy the dress by itself, you can buy the jumpsuit by itself, you can buy the top parts if you already own the dress pattern, or you can buy a bundle which contains the dress, which has been redrafted to give a little more coverage, I think. So the Cashmerette, if I pull this one up, I can get pretty good coverage. But as the day goes on, it slips down. I don't know how the other one is. I haven't made it. But I think that is all that I have for you today. If you like my videos, then hit that subscribe button. If you liked this one in particular, then hit that like. If you have an opinion on the buttons, please let me know. And I hope you're having a fantastic day. Take care.